All the best, guys. You'll hear next from me at the end.
We're live,
Gonna
I guess. I think we're live. Can someone in chat please confirm if you can hear us? Right. Oh, cool. All right. Audio is clear. That's nice to hear. Um. So yeah. Hey guys. Thanks for tuning into the Stellaria Orientation today. We'll get started at 6 o'clock sharp. Don't worry. We'll be starting in like just over a minute. And yeah. In the meanwhile, let your friends know that the orientation is starting. And if any of your friends are yet to join, share the link and bring them in. We'll have a fun time today. Yeah, yeah. Hey Raghav, hey Srihari. Hey Jagannath, we'll get we'll start talking about that soon, like at 6 o'clock, as soon as a few more people have started joining. So don't worry, we will get to it soon. And yeah, in the meanwhile, before we get started, if any of your friends are yet to join, do let them know, and we'll start ASAP. Hey Vignesh. All right, guys. All right. So let's get started with the orientation then. Akshansh.
Yep, thanks, Anish.
Yeah.
Before we start, I would just like to point out that Mr. Beast has joined our quiz. So we know we're doing something serious here. But yeah, hello guys, welcome to the orientation. And today is going to be a very fun day. So I would just like to kick things off today with a very um, light-hearted quiz, a very fun, short quiz, which won't take much of your time. And it's completely like done in fun and not to be competitive. So I hope you guys enjoy this quiz. In the meantime, I'll probably wait for like 2 more minutes to begin the quiz because we still have people joining, as we can see. So do use the link which we've put in the chat and do join. And yeah, if you guys have any other comments you want to share with us, please feel free to drop them in the YouTube chat because we're all reading. Hi, Mukesh.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, guys, there's a 5-ish second lag between what's happening on between what we're saying and what you guys can hear. So don't worry if it seems like there's a lot of lag between the two of us. It's just 5 seconds. You'll be all right.
Yeah, starting the quiz in 30 more seconds.
Again, guys, don't worry. The quiz is not too serious, and it's just a fun little activity we have planned for you guys. I hope all of you guys can see the quiz link in chat as well. If you want us to send it again, do let us know and we'll send it again. Hey, Katie.
Okay, cool. I think we're ready to start. All right, let's get into this. So, just a heads up, guys. There won't be much time for each question, but each question does not require too much thinking. It's barely any, in fact. It's just for fun. So yeah, do enjoy the quiz, and I'm gonna start it in 3, 2, 1. Cool. So the first question should be on your screen now. So which famous sci-fi novel claimed that the number 42 was the answer to literally everything? And yeah, the options are on your screen. Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay, cool. AP Plus is answering. So yeah, this question is it's for all the sci-fi fanatics out there, but it's more of an old school question because the book itself is quite old. But yeah, it's a legendary book. Okay, cool. That's the end of that question. So moving on to the next question. Should be on your screen in 3 seconds. Okay. So who was the first person to urinate on the moon? A very fascinating question. But yeah, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Although this does raise some questions, like how did this person urinate on the moon? Because if you take off your spacesuit, you're in deep trouble. But well, they're not astronauts for nothing. They're pretty smart, so they figured something out. Okay, 10 more seconds. Hi Shiva, hi Karthik, hi Srihari. Karthik says diapers for the win. Well, that's a trade secret that NASA knows. Okay, cool. Moving on to the next question. So next question will be up on your screen soon. What did one astronaut say to the other when their tethers got too close together during a spacewalk? Okay, Kalairasan says they saw that in InstaFact. Oh well, social media is good sometimes, I guess.
For all the new people joining the live stream just now, we're just playing an icebreaker activity. Don't worry, we haven't started off with the main session just yet.
Okay, 10 more seconds. Also, speaking of Instagram, we have an Instagram page as well. So you guys should definitely check that out. The link is in the description, of course, as usual. So I'm ending the question in 10 seconds. Cool. So next question. Which famous personality became the oldest person to reach the South Pole in 2016? Oh, the answers are coming in fast for this one. Looks like people know their, well, this is not general knowledge, but people know their knowledge. Of course, that's how the word knowledge came up. Nice. Okay, 10 more seconds.
Again, for the people just joining the stream right now, we're just having an icebreaker event right now. So don't worry. We'll get started with the like important stuff in like 4 or 5 more minutes.
Okay, cool. Moving on to the next question. Should be on your screens in about 3 seconds. Wait, so is it
Streamed
fine?
audio or streamed audio or yeah, give it a second. Yeah, okay. I can hear it now. I can hear it now.
Okay, cool.
Chill, no worries. Yeah, is the audio audible now, guys?
Okay. Yeah, okay. People are saying it's fine now. So that was the end of the quiz, guys. Thank you all for participating, whoever did. And if you just watched it for fun, that's all good as well. So let's take a look at how people did. The aristocrat. I mean, a lot of people got 85%. 7 people. Sorry, 6 people. I can't count. No, it's pretty good. Okay. So yeah, thanks a lot for taking part in this quiz. And without wasting any more time, I will now transfer control of this to Naimish, our amazing club president. He didn't pay me to say amazing. I actually think he's amazing. So yeah, over to you, Naimish.
Yeah, thank you, Akshansh. Before we begin, is the screen visible on the stream? All right. I guess the screen is visible and you all can hear us as well. If you can't hear us, please let us know in chat because we can't hear our own audio, as in like the way the audio is coming up on the stream. So yeah, we are getting onto chat, so don't worry. All right. So let's get this show started then. Thanks for the brilliant quiz, Akshansh. I sure learned a lot from it. So, all right. There are a couple of things which no one really knows the answers to. Questions like, what is the full form of IDK? Or when they call it 3% milk, what's there in the remaining 97%? Or why Shastra? Like, seriously, guys, why Shastra? Well, unfortunately, we aren't equipped well enough to answer these questions just yet. But what we can tell you is about Stellaria, the space club of Shastra. Stellaria. We're a family of passionate misfits doing our best to unpack the cosmos from the backyards of Shastra. We conduct events and outreach to share our passion for this beautiful subject with the rest of the world. Our main mission is threefold. 1. We strive to provide a platform where everyone who wishes to make a dent in space research can make a dent in space research. 2. We strive to act as a home to satiate the scientific temperament of Shastrites. And 3. We enable the proliferation of the scientific method through the Celeritas platform. We do this through 4 main clusters: projects, events, outreach, and Celeritas. So, Harshita, you want to tell us about events?
Yeah, Namesh, thank you for that wonderful intro about our club. And hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Harshita, the events coordinator of Stellaria Sastra. So, and I'm going to tell you some things about the cluster. So, the events cluster of Stellaria aims at like encouraging and supporting all the astronomy and astrophysics enthusiasts. But we do not limit this only to our college, but we also literally support and encourage anyone who is interested in the field. So, how do we do this? We do this by conducting like a lot of events like competitions, workshops, talks, quizzes, and we have many more fun events coming up in future. So today we'll be showing you a glimpse of 2 sets of events that we conducted in the past year, one of them being the astronomy day and second being the space week. So Gunawant, could you please tell us about the astronomy day?
Thank you, Harshita. Hello, Space Rangers. I hope you're doing great. The date, 15th May 2021. Seems like another date to me. But 15th May 2021 is International Astronomy Day, the day where astronomers and space enthusiasts alike come together to discuss astronomy, have debates, and conduct various events as well. Here in Sastra University, our astronomy club Stellaria conducted various events on the occasion of International Astronomy Day. So let's talk about the events we conducted. The first event we conducted was Operation Europa. This event was a space mission planning contest where the participants, either as an individual or as a team, were required to design an unmanned mission to Europa. For most of you who don't know what Europa is one of Jupiter's moons. The participants should design a detailed ground report answering 3 questions: how they'll get to Europa, the objective of the experiments they propose to perform, the methods that will be used in the study. This contest was evaluated based on these three parameters and also the mission plan put forth by the participants. And the next event we conducted was Talk on Space Mission Planning. Our guest Nitish Kumar, Chair of SETS India, CEO of Alinea Ventures, and also the former Secretary of Stellaria, gave us a brief talk on space mission planning. The participants were given a detailed account on how the space organization planned their space missions. And finally, on the occasion of International Astronomy Day, we launched our Stellaria website and our Instagram page. And now, the Secretary of Stellaria, Aparna, will talk about Space Week.
Thank you, Gunavant. Hey everyone, I am Aparna, the Secretary of Stellaria Sastra, and I'm here to tell you all about how we celebrated Space Week 21. So before I tell you about how we celebrated Space Week 21, let me tell you what exactly the event is. So Space Week is 1 week specifically allocated worldwide by space enthusiasts to come together and learn together and participate in a lot of contests. And Stellaria did not miss the chance to make it interesting this year. So we conducted 10 events that included 2 workshops and 3 contests spanning over 2 weeks to grandly celebrate Space Week. Yes, 2 weeks, because double the time, double the fun. So this year's theme was Women in Space. And what better way to kick things off than a panel discussion with 2 amazingly successful scientists? So our first panelist, as you see here, was Garima Singh from National Research Council of Canada, and the second panelist was Sara Kader, a student scientist pursuing her master's in astrophysics from Osmania University. These brilliant women left us absolutely inspired by sharing their journey with us and also cleared doubts from the audience regarding their work, their areas of interest, and how we can pursue a career in astrophysics and much more. So, this panel was attended by people from 12 different institutions, and we had a great time conducting it. So, our second event for Space Week 21 was Celestia, the Astronomy Quiz. It was conducted solely by the members of Stellaria and saw over 50 registrations from 12 different institutions again. So, from the prelims, we selected 8 people into a nail biting finals, and 3 were crowned winners. Both the participants and the quizzers thoroughly enjoyed the event, and it was so interactive and interesting. Next up, we have what, according to me, is the most interesting event of Space Week 21, the Conspiracy Night. Not one day passes on the internet without us hearing wild theories about flat Earth, black holes, and aliens. So we thought, why not give an event exclusively to talk about all those wild theories? So you should be able to imagine how it went again. We had a very interesting crowd and we talked about a lot of interesting things. So, if you are one person who is fascinated about all the beautiful images that Hubble telescope sends us of planets, galaxies, and nebulae, this event is for you. Yes, the Astrophotography Workshop. This was conducted in collaboration with the Sastra Photo Hub, and we covered everything from finding the ideal location to the right camera settings and post processing your image. So, this one event was attended by people from over 15 institutions and from 5 different countries. So, the last event that I want to talk about in Space Week Celebrations 21 is the Space Meme Contest, because who doesn't like fun? So, there were 2 rules in this contest. Number 1 was to make us laugh, number 2 was to never break rule 1. So we had memes on all topics from Pluto to black holes and asteroids. And what you see here are the 3 winners. So they made us laugh the hardest. So with this, I think I've given you a good glimpse of a few of the events we conducted for Space Week 21, and all the events together made a very grand success. We had over 450 registrations from 30 different institutes and 5 countries, and we can't wait to make it better next year with all of you. We really hope you all want to join us next year, and we're really looking forward to it. With that, I hand the stage over back to Naimish to take us further. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Aparna. So yeah, that's about the events cluster at Stellaria. So next up, we've got the projects cluster. Mugil, stage is yours.
Thank you, Naimish. So, hi people. I'm Mugil, the project head of Stellaria. So, as you know, we have a projects class in a club. We have done a few projects in this semester, like rocketry, exoplanet detection, cosmic ray detector, Noaa observations, and we have planned a few more projects for the future also. So basically, people have this belief like what people from other departments other than aerospace and mechanical have to do with Stellaria, which is not at all true. To be honest, all students has projects relating to their own departments in the club. Students from every department has to work together to complete a project. You can take Noaa project for an example. You need to have the knowledge of electrical systems and coding to get the desired results. It is not necessary that each student should work on their own projects. Everyone can contribute to projects of their own interest. Projects are to be worked collectively. And regarding the concepts and technical aspects of the projects, you don't have to know it all to pursue one. You can always learn, and we'll be there to guide you through the projects whenever necessary. So now to brief upon the projects that we have done, I call upon Shankar.
Thanks, Mughal. Hey guys, I'm Shankar Mahadevan, aerospace engineer, a sophomore. Today we are gonna take a look into the project rocketry. The project revolves around designing, stimulating, and analyzing the rocket model taken under various condition regulations. I'm sure you all must be wondering why we chose this project. The primary reason being that we were actually passionate and we all want to make rockets fly. However, we came up with the realization that rocketry in general doesn't just involve things flying, but the concept and was very interesting and enthralled me into rocketry. And we are anticipating on this project in the long haul. And come on, guys, who doesn't want to see a rocket going up from the grounds of Shastra? So we worked on this project for around 2 months using a free open source software called Open Rocket. 6 members from the team worked on this project, each having unique models and different objectives. So let me all give you a peek into my model. So here you see, this is my model. So it's pretty unique, right? Yeah, the rocket fin is like eye-catching, but like with the gas, it's like wonderful looking. But then we were not sure whether it was feasible enough to fly. So like we were also concerned whether it will be creating drag or turbulence, something like that. So we performed CFD analysis in the ANSYS software. So if you're wondering what CFD is, CFD stands for Computational Fluid Dynamics. It is the analysis of fluid flow using numerical solutions, and one such software which computes CFD is ANSYS. So I modeled the rocket fin into the software and run multiple simulations to get a visual contour like this one, from which we can infer a lot of things. So here, if you notice well enough, there are you can barely see the color red, which means the gas barely caused turbulence, and it was not significant to make the rocket slow or like cause any other trouble. That's it about my project, but this doesn't mean we have come to an end. We have just encountered a coma. We have plans for the future too. So we are going to improvise on models and fabricate a real-life rocket and lift it off from the grounds of Sofstra. So thank you guys. Over to you, Ranganath, for the next project.
Thank you, Shankar. Hello, everyone. I'm Ranganath Visvesh, second year EC student. So I'm here to give you an insight on a simple yet interesting project, exoplanet detection. Exoplanet detection, as the word states, it's the process of detecting planets outside the solar system. So there are many ways to do this. Namely, we have transit method, spectroscopy method, radial velocity method, so on and so forth. In this project, we mainly focused on the data collected from the transit method. So the transit method is the process that depends on the theory that when an opaque object, comes in front of a light source, it blocks a portion of the intensity of light appearing in the viewer's eyes. So based on this process, there is a variation in the intensity of light that is approaching the telescope in this case. So what we did was we took data from NASA's open websites where we plotted it using coding languages and softwares so that we can use it in a more user-friendly way. As you can see in the sample image, as the planet goes in front of the star, there is a dip in the intensity with respect to time. So by confirming this dip that is present in the graph, we can say that there is a planet present. So by ascertaining this presence, we can also use other methods data to find the chemical and the physical properties of the planet. So how do we improvise on this project? So what we can do in future is use machine learning to reduce the time, effort, and the errors involved by the humans. So thank you, friends. That's all from my end. On to you, Kailash Ramesh.
Thanks, Ranganath. And hello all, I'm Kailash, and I'll be briefing about the Cosmic Ray Detector project that has been done by the club. For starters, when we talk about the cosmic rays, they are nothing but extremely high energy subatomic particles that move through space. And they move nearly at the speed of light. They originate primarily from the sun, but also from distant stars and galaxies. So when these cosmic radiation bombard the Earth's atmosphere, they produce these massive showers of secondary particles like protons, neutrons, and pions. Most of these are intercepted by the Earth's magnetic field, while only some reach the surface. So keeping this in mind, our objective was to detect these particles and generate a database of what we collected. The setup is a simple one, involving these webcams have what is called a CMOS sensor. CMOS is a type of a transistor, and when we witness any kind of excitation on that sensor, though the camera is placed in the darkness, the assumption is made that it's because of the secondary particle collision taking place on that sensor. After collecting the video feed, we undergo through some calibration sequences and image pre-processing to finally find what is so-called islands. Consider islands to be shades of gray or white color in a sea of black, as you can see in our database. So those spots of gray, which you can see, showcase the presence of those secondary particles. These images are further stored and saved in the database for future work. So we're interested in carrying on the legacy of this project through app development primarily. Credo was an example, a notable example of an app that detects the secondary particles from your phone camera, and we as well aim at making one that is also accessible to everyone. Another interesting feature of this project is it helps in the verification of special relativity. The theory is seen as challenging for us to perceive because of the high velocity nature of the particles. But with this project, it becomes easier for us to understand the practical nature of special relativity. Thank you, everyone, and I welcome Satya to continue further.
Thank you, Kailash, for that amazing explanation. So, hey everyone, Satyanarayanan here from third year ECE, and I'll be talking about the Noaa Observations Project. So, what is Noaa? Noaa stands for National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Now, this administration is the one responsible for all the weather data we get at the touch of a button. The Noaa satellites go around the atmosphere, mapping the various weather conditions throughout the globe, and are responsible for all the data we have for predicting the weather. Now, we at Stellaria aim to acquire data in the form of images from these satellites. At any given time, there are a bunch of Noaa satellites flying over our heads out in the space. And interestingly, we can acquire data from these satellites by building our own RTL SDR antennas. Now, I'm aware that this sounds complex, building your own antennas and getting images directly from the satellites instead of using an app or a weather channel. Yeah, this is the beauty of this project. By using just a simple RTL SDR antenna and processing it using a Raspberry Pi computer, we'll be able to process the data from those satellites and turn them into images. For those of you wondering what Raspberry Pi is, a Raspberry Pi is a very small computer that is mostly used in weather analysis and some robotics. It's not as powerful, but it does the trick. So once again, let me repeat. The goal is to acquire images from weather satellites that fly overhead. So the procedure is to build an antenna. As all of you can see in the presentation here, this is basically how the components put together look like. Now we attach these sets of components to antennas to complete the setup. And with this, we receive data, raw data from the satellites. And then we process this raw data using a Raspberry Pi computer. And then we store these images and host them in our websites. So this is how the Noaa observation project was done in Stellaria. Now, I call upon Vijay Raghavan to brief us on what is ahead.
Thank you, Satya. Good evening, guys. I'm Vijay Raghavan. I am from second year ECE department, and I'll be explaining about other projects. So, other projects mainly consist of CanSat, Astrophotography, SOHO, and All India Astro Search Campaign. So, what is a CanSat? Imagine a small satellite in the size of a soda can that we built from scratch. Sounds amazing, right? From understanding what a CanSat is to selecting sensors which are necessary for the project and seeing it in action and getting data, all this in especially as a team. This project is currently ongoing and we are having a great time learning new stuff and brainstorming with new ideas. Next is astrophotography. Just by the name itself is amazing. And this is a fascinating part of our club. It's a part where we look at the beauty of the night sky by the pictures that we click. Deep sky astrophotography is an essential part of astrophotography, and this requires a telescope. And fortunately, we have got a big one on campus. And deep sky astrophotography also requires a night sky with less light pollution. And believe me, Shastra is backed up with an amazing night sky. I can't wait to have a hands-on experience with the telescope and DSLR. Recently, on our website, we have put up some blogs related to the basics of astrophotography, which might be useful for beginners. Do check them out and have fun reading them. Next, I'll be talking about SOHO. Before hopping into SOHO, I'll like to share something about solar cycle and sunspot. So what is a solar cycle? Every 11 years, the magnetic field of the sun, that is the North Pole and the South Pole, flips. And at the starting of the cycle, the sunspot will be minimum, and in the middle it gradually increases and reaches maximum, and again at the end it will be minimum. So what is a sunspot? And in simple terms, sunspots are the places of the sun which are brighter compared to other parts of the sun. This is mainly due to concentration of magnetic field at that area, and magnetic activities are high in these areas. So, what is SOHO? SOHO stands for Solar Orbiting Heliospheric Observatory Mission, in which we measure the differential rotation of the sun at different latitudes. As we know, sun is made up of gases. At different latitudes, the differential rotation is different. So how is this done? This is done by mainly tracking sunspot at different latitudes. By tracking the sunspot, we will be able to get the distance and time. And calculating speed is pretty simple after getting distance and time. So data for this project is collected from Helios Observatory website, which is open source. Hearing this might sound a bit complicated, but trust me, working on the project will definitely make it easy and a lot interesting, and you'll learn a lot new stuffs. So next we move upon All India Estate Search Campaign. This is more of a competition conducted by Space India in collaboration with IASC. Which stands for International Astronomical Search Collaboration. In this competition, we get data in the form of images taken by a 1.8 meter large telescope called the Pan-STARRS, which is present in Maui Island, Hawaii. And we have to find moving objects by analyzing the data using software. This year, 2 members from our club participated and found 2 moving objects, and we are eagerly waiting for the primary confirmation. This is the great competition to participate, and this happens twice a year, and this lasts only for 25 days. And trust me, this doesn't need a lot of your time. Thank you so much, and that's the end of our project, other projects and project cluster. Over to Naimish.
Thanks for that. So I hope you guys understood what we do in projects, and you guys are more than interested to, join and work on these projects hands-on. So we will get to the recruitment stuff shortly, but before that, let's first take a look at the outreach efforts that we take at Stellaria as well. Aruna, stage is yours.
Thank you, Naimish. Hello everyone, this is Aruna here, the outreach head of Stellaria, and I'll be introducing you guys to our outreach cluster. But before jumping in, what exactly is outreach? Well, for the members of Stellaria, outreach is basically wherein we connect with people who are interested in space science and astronomy, but on a slightly larger scale. Larger scale as in people outside of Stellaria, students from other colleges, universities, and even high schools. What we want to do here is bring astronomy and space science a bit closer to the layman who might not understand the complexities and technicalities of the subject, but are still awed by it and they can appreciate it. So we do this by creating opportunities for these people to interact with the subject. We conduct events, workshops, we write blog articles, we host competitions, we send newsletters, and we do many more. The thing is, outreach during the pandemic is kind of tough, that you cannot reach out to people in person, but it did serve as a very good learning experience for us. We learned that there are many more forms and ways of doing outreach, and we'll be seeing all about this in the upcoming few minutes. Firstly, I'd like to introduce you guys to our website. Stellaria's very own website has been up and running as of last Astronomy Day. Our website tells you about who we are as a club. It introduces you to all of our clusters, gives you more information regarding each cluster, and it also leads you to our blog, and gives you a short intro to Celeritas. Regarding the blog and Celeritas, we'll be seeing soon more about them. Our website link is stellariasastra.github.io. Please do check it out, people. And now Danisha will be talking about the blog. Over to you, Danisha.
Thank you so much, Aruna. Hi, everyone. I'm Danisha, the editor-in-chief of Stellaria, and I'll be talking about the blog today. Now, this is the place where we share our passion for space through articles and more. We not only talk about technical topics like mysteries of black holes and star formulation in Python, but we also have some posts which feature poems and comics. Do check them out. We have really phenomenal articles written by the people of our club, many of whom are first time authors. The highlight of the blog theme is a little tradition that we follow every space week, where we release articles daily for 7 days to celebrate the year's theme and also share anything that we find interesting in the space sector. So, if you love space, do check out the link and go through the numerous posts over the years. Moving on, I would like to share about an interesting event that happened on 26 December 2019. Yeah, you guessed it right. It was the annular solar eclipse. On that day, a bunch of Stellaria members traveled down to Senjipati, a place near our college, along with a telescope to capture the eclipse. In Senjipati, a group of children and the people around there also flocked to observe the rare phenomenon through our telescope. For this, we even got a special mention in a top national newspaper, of which you can see the clipping here. It was such an honor for us, and we hope we have more such opportunities that follow in the future. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to hand it over to Anirudh, who will be talking about our Instagram.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Anirudh, and our club has an Instagram page, Stellaria_Shastra as a username, and here we post posters and share other info regarding our blog, newsletter, etc. via our stories and posts. So every week we post threads on different constellations as part of the constellation series, and each of them will contain interesting astronomical facts, trivia, and mythological background associated with every constellation. When we first started this page, we had very few followers, but thanks to Space Week, we now have over 350 followers and counting. So this has created an opportunity for us to engage with all the followers a lot more often on Instagram. Hopefully in the near future, we'll come up with new and interesting stuff and spread more knowledge on astronomy, space, and also have some fun. So please do follow our page and support us, guys. And one last thing, most importantly, all the info regarding any event that the organization conducts will be available on our Instagram page. So please make sure that you check out the page regularly for more such updates. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Anirudh. Hey, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good time getting to know the club. I'm Navneet, third year mechanical department. Now, I'm going to fill you guys in on what our Discord server is. So Discord is a social networking platform where we have a Stellaria community server. The server is basically a place for people who love anything and everything about space and sciences. Over the server, we have various channels like a space updates channel where you guys can keep up with the new developments happening in the space industry. And we also have a meme channel where you guys can have a laugh at the memes together with the members. We also have various bots over the server, like a music bot where you can listen to music and do some work with the fellow community people. So we also have a lot of fun stuff happening over the server. We recently had a movie night, and a lot of first years have joined the movie night, and the response was phenomenal. We had a great time. More such fun stuff we are planning to conduct over the Discord server. So we would love to have you guys over there. Go ahead, scan the QR code and join the server. Also, I would like to add that the server is open to everyone, even for people outside SASTA. So if you think your friends are interested, do share the server link with them, and let's all have a fun time over there. Thank you. Over to Karthik.
Thank you, Navneet. Hello, guys. This is Karthik from third year aerospace. So we do have a newsletter in our community, and what do we cover? We cover anything from astronomy to astrophysics to recent innovations in the aerospace industry. Name anything at all related to space and we have it covered. So basically, we do this newsletter in a website called Substack that delivers you the gist of the newsletter, like a 60-word short newsletter to your mail, along with a link to the full article. And by the way, we are doing a bi-weekly newsletter and we'll be posting every alternate Mondays. You guys are lucky because we just posted our last article yesterday. Uh, we usually do both technical and non-technical articles, but we try to keep it light, without all these technical jargons so that everyone can understand. And just so you know, to all the writers out there, blogging is not the only platform for you guys to showcase your talent. So here we have the links and QR code for you guys. Scan it, subscribe to our newsletter for weekly updates. Now, with that being said, over to you, Naimish, about the Cellaritas.
All right, thanks, Karthik. So I hope you guys also now have a good idea of what we do in forms of outreach as well at Stellaria. And yeah, I see a couple of you people have asked about recruitment and stuff. Don't worry, we will get to that soon. All right. So Cellaritas. Let's take a look at Cellaritas. Cellaritas is an open discussion forum. That is, anyone and everyone can turn up to attend the sessions. All we expect for you is to turn up with an open mind. At Cellaritas, we usually discuss physics principles by attempting to derive the logic behind them from first principles. On campus, we performed some fun experiments with electricity too, as you can see over here. Apart from physics, we also had discussions on a huge variety of topics from philosophy to the scientific method to schools of logic to anime and even world building. Like I said, Cellaritas is an open discussion forum where almost anything and everything can happen. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, well, do turn up for our sessions. All right. Finally, let's come to the most important question that every single one of you have been asking us, both on WhatsApp and on Instagram and over here in the session as well. Recruitments. How do you get into Stellaria? All right. So Stellaria has two rounds. All right. First, a Google form round, followed up with an interview round. The Google form is common for all years. So there will be a couple of optional questions in the form as well. So as freshers, don't worry if you're unable to attempt the optional questions just yet. It's totally fine. But yeah, do give the form your absolute best. Also, Stellaria doesn't have a hard limit on the number of people we take in. It's a pretty straightforward process from our end, at least. After your interview and the Google form, we'll compare the two answers and we'll decide if we want to take you in or not. We ask ourselves, Toki Meku, or do you spark joy? If the answer is yes, then, well, it's simple, you're in. So it's as simple as that. If we like you, if we vibe with you, you're in. But yeah, after joining, we do have a bench where only if we are satisfied with your performance and you vibe well with the team will you become a full-time member. No, you don't need to have any prerequisites knowledge to join the team because science can be taught, but vibes cannot. As long as you have fun with us and we have a fun time working with you, we will take you into the team. Right. So here's the recruitment poster. We will be putting it up on our socials as well. So don't worry if you can't scan it just yet. And yeah, so that's it. That's it about the Stellaria recruitments. When it comes to Cellaritas, though, Cellaritas is an open forum for anyone and everyone, as we had just mentioned before. So நீங்க வந்தா மட்டும் போதும், மத்ததெல்லாம் நாங்க பார்த்துப்போம். One important thing to note here is that all of our members don multiple hats. That is, you get to work on anything and everything which comes under the Stellaria umbrella. From events to projects to outreach and even Cellaritas, we're not going to put any brakes on your capacity or capabilities. You can work on everything if you so desire. Now, one last thing before we go. Karthik, you want to do the honors?
Yeah, sure, Naimish. So we guys, we really hoped we could meet you on campus, but that didn't happen. So here's a small surprise for you guys. We basically made an Instagram AR filter. This is kind of like a game where you dodge the asteroids and go through your space mission. Do check it out. It's in our Instagram page. And when you story it, do tag us so that we'll know who the highest score is. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik. So yeah, that's it about the Stellaria orientation, guys. Any questions you may have, feel free to ask us over here in chat or on the Discord server as well. We do have a Discord stage created just for this event. So Any questions you may have, feel free to ask it over here in the Discord stage as well, and we will get onto it ASAP. So yeah, that's it, guys. It was nice hanging out with you guys, and we can't wait to see you guys on Discord. All right, bye.